Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Still hanging on in Gold 1. I doubt we will make it out of there. The alliance we'll be losing to today is No Name Poland, NN_PL. We keep falling. I think next war we're going to be down in Tier 6, it seems like. So, alright, we're going in with the a different trio this time. Don't really need Namor for any of the minis today, so we swapped him out for Torch because there is a Dr. Doom on the debuff immune node that we're going to give a good old college try for. First up we have a Mr. Fantastic. We're on lane 2 today. This is a poison node, so we're going to go in with Warlock and basically going to stick to parries and heavies from Mr. Fantastic. This node doesn't have Limber, so we're safe to just keep doing that. And we really want to avoid his evade. So Mr. Fantastic's evade increases with the amount of debuffs on total between you and him. So miss a parry there, that's unfortunate, but it seems to be happening more and more frequently these days. I'm going to parry and heavy again, get ready to hit him with this special 2. And he's locked into the animation there, so he can't evade mid special. But now we've got quite a few debuffs up on ourselves and him combined, so we have to be very mindful of the evade. Sticking again to the parry heavy. The bleeds from Warlock's heavy attack really help out in this situation, and we're just going to let the bleeds work their magic and get him down. So, pretty good. Don't think I've faced a Mr. Fantastic in war before, so. Another rare occurrence, we have a 6-star duped Hulk Ragnarok up on section 2. This is my normal path 1 recovery masochism. So again, I'm going to go in with Warlock here. Got to be wary of the Unstoppable when he's got that yellow fist icon, which indicates that his next attack will be unstoppable, and we can't intercept or punish special attacks when he has the icon up. So we've already got the infection up, so that'll not only stop the masochism regen, but when he inevitably gets his regen going from his signature ability, that will stop that as well. The node has recovery, so that will affect his natural regen, and his regen at higher sig levels. I don't think this is I didn't even bother to check the sig level of this sculpt, but I'm guessing it's pretty low because unless you're spending thousands of dollars, you're not going to have high sig 6 stars at this point in time. But his regen is pretty effective at high sig levels. So I mean, if you can get him there, he's pretty useful. So all right, you got the full AB there. He went down pretty much without a problem. We have another 6-star, a duped Mr. Sinister. These are both R1s. Gonna go in with Warlock, gonna heal him up again just to make sure. I probably could get this fight down without healing, but again, I do my due diligence in war and do what I can to prevent unnecessary deaths. Alright, so you can see our opponents are running Siphon, taking a bit of block damage from the increased block penetration from the global tactic. We're going to stick to his SP1, of course. With Siphon, you definitely don't want to block Mr. Sinister's SP2 unless you absolutely have to, because it's a lot of damage plus the tactic, very painful. So he's pretty much power drained permanently at this point, and we've got him heal blocked from the infection. So Mr. Sinister is a joke when you bring in Warlock in pretty much any situation. Alright, last up for me on this section is a Sentinel on Buffet. I'm going to go in here with Mr. Void, I believe. So there's no Indomitable on this node, so that's why we're bringing in Void rather than Warlock. Because we can reverse the Buffet healing, whereas Warlock can just prevent it. In addition, Void's health pool is significantly larger. I didn't want to heal up Warlock again for this fight, knowing that I would be taking probably some additional damage. I didn't expect to use Void the rest of this war. That turned out not to be the case, as you'll see in a few minutes or so. And then the last reason I'm going with Void is that if we happen to either block an SP2 or take an SP2 to the face, the incinerate damage won't really hit us because we're immune. Alright, so we've got both Petrifies up now, as you can see, working those debuffs, cycling that special 1. we've managed not to screw up in this fight so far and accidentally push him over and, as I mentioned before, take an SP2. Fear the Void is up. I can't remember if I do end up pushing him over 2 bars of power or not. Probably not. I think I wanted to play it super conservative in this matchup. I died to a Sentinel earlier this season, I think, because I was just a little bit too aggressive, so just letting the buffet do its work, and don't even have to work or evade that SP2, and he goes down. So, all right, we're moving up to Boss Island. We have a Havoc. This is the recovery strike back node. So, with Warlock, most of the damage comes from his SP2. So in this matchup, you really have to be aware of Havoc's power level and kind of time it so that either push him over just over 1 bar or 2 bars of power, bait out a special attack, and then have your special 2 ready to launch it on the very next hit. So that way when you hit him with a special attack, you give him a full bar of power. You're not going to push yourself into danger territory up to the SP3. So now I've got my SP2 ready. I'm trying to bait out this special 2, which he throws, and then I only hit him once, just to give myself give him as little power as possible. He's starting to drain anyways, thanks to the armor break debuffs and willpower, but again, you can never really be too careful in this situation. Strike back is a pretty simple node, but for depending on who you're bringing in, if your champion relies on special attacks for damage availability, or if it's a champion like Havoc who has a natural passive power gain, it can be kind of easy to lose track of the fight, and it can go off the rails before you know it. So, alright, so we launched another SP2 there, similar method to the way we did it the first time around. Again, we've got our armor up buff there to protect us from the plasma detonation, so again, we don't have to worry about that at all. We can pretty much just play this fight normally. And then just, cycling that whole routine, building up to an SP2, baiting out a special attack, hitting into him once, and launching our special attack to get the armor breaks and the major damage up. So infections aren't really important at this point, because we have multiple ways to protect ourselves from Havoc's abilities, and he's not going to regen at all during this fight. So infections really only serve to give him a little bit of degen from our signature ability, and then the power drain from the armor breaks and the weakness debuffs. So it's helpful for sure. You don't want to waste the infections and remove them with like the SP1, for example. So he's just about dead here. One more special attack 2 from him, and then a single combo finishes it. Pretty happy with how that fight went for sure. Alright, so we've had a pretty good war up to this point, but this is where it kind of goes off the rails for me anyways. We have a Dr. Doom on debuff immune. We have a single opportunity here to do this fight with Human Torch with his pre-fight ability, because debuff immune means that you can still apply the Nova Flames, which are passive effects, and also the Power Stings are also passive. So it's this pretty much has to be a one-shot, or somebody else has to come in and clean it up for me. So I make a lot of mistakes in this fight. I'm still boosted from the previous fight against Havoc. The problem is that I think I'm so used to fighting Doom with Void that I basically just don't even worry about the aura. And when you fight with somebody who doesn't have the ability to prevent the aura or isn't shock immune, you're probably going to end up getting slapped a bunch of times. So you can see we're pretty quickly in the fight, and it looks like we're doing really well. We missed that SP1, so we got a bit of smolder, which is helping. I accidentally fired off that SP1, forgetting that he was going to resist it, so that was mistake number 1. And pretty much now, I'm just locked into 2 shocks from getting hit, and he's just going to continue to slap me, and that's pretty much it. So, pretty much just a really, really poor effort from me. Yeah, so somebody else had to come in and clean that up. Really bad. Sucks. Frustrating. Entirely on me, though, for sure. Alright, the mistakes don't end there. We're going to try and go in against this thing boss with Void. I didn't boost up because the war was pretty much over at this point. We just needed to clear the boss and take another L, as it were. So what happens here is, the fight starts off pretty good. I get the rock stacks managed pretty well. He refuses to throw this SP2. And so I spend an inordinate amount of time baiting out this special 2. Sorry about that. I had to interrupt the recording because I had something else going on. So anyways, we're trying to bait out still this SP2. Degen is working, wasting a ton of time here. He just absolutely refuses to throw it. You can see we spent most of the minute of this fight so far baiting out the special 2. Finally throws it. So now the fight, I feel like at the time it had it under control. However, what ends up happening is I push into rock stack limit here, 15. And then I'm trying to bait out another SP2, and I end up I'm trying to hit into his block, but he intercepts me, goes unstoppable, and pretty much it's over now. So now I'm stuck in the corner. I can't hit into him anymore. I try to hit into his block again, but he again intercepts me, goes unstoppable, and that's all she wrote. So two really embarrassing performances in a row from me. I did not finish the fight. Somebody else cleaned it up for me, and the red screen, no surprise as usual. 2 deaths, only 5 kills. Our record is embarrassing, etc., etc., etc. So only 4 wars left in the season, thankfully. There are going to be some changes for me after this season, which I will probably discuss in the end of season video. So yeah, stay tuned for that and for the rest of this season's videos. Don't forget to like if you like this kind of stuff, and thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.